Well, hello. Good evening,
Boom.
everyone. We got Yodi, Carrie, Phil, and Christine. Yodi, hello.
Hello.
Richie, Mark the Berg Hunter, and Zaxxon in here. So, hello, Mystic.
Mystic.
Hey, what do you
Hello,
know?
everyone.
Wow. So, Captain
Vic.
Vic, hello. How you doing tonight? So,
Hey,
Leo,
Phil.
Bill H. Good evening. Welcome. Now, this is the night that when Rob comes on, he's going to give a hint as to what the short he did that coin on is, so you can make a guess. Tom Kingery, hello. I know I couldn't make a guess.
I haven't seen the short, but it's probably not something very, very common, I would take.
Yodi.
Look at the short. It could be very common because you can't really tell.
Go watch it. Go watch the short, Richie.
Yeah, go watch the short. Yeah, because he sent me the same email. You need to take a guess. I'm going, yeah, okay.
My guess is it's trash. Do I win?
Oh, it's basically white both sides.
Yep.
Can't really, no matter what angle you can't see a face or nothing. Hi, John Finders Keepers. But right on one edge.
Hey, John.
One edge. It looks like Roman numerals. I'm not positive, or letters. But that's the only clue you got on the thing. Hi, Jim Steele.
Hello, Jim.
It's just, it's toast. Yeah, I think it's just toast.
That's a good way to put it.
18 in the house already. Wow, we just started. Wendy, good evening.
Hey, Wendy.
Yeah, like Scott said, that's good because I don't have a clue what that coin is. Neither do the rest of us.
If anybody guesses that coin, they have the praise of awesomeness, and they will become the new coin god.
Mystic. I needed a shot from looking at it.
I think I have a guess.
You think you have a guess, huh?
Really?
Yeah, I think I see something on there.
Well, don't say it out loud. Somebody will copy you. We'll all just send in the same thing and have a chance because none of us know.
The only thing is, I thought it might be a certain large cent, but I'm not positive.
That's not my guess.
It's Monardo Rob's guess the coin short. He's got a short put up, and it is beat badly, and he wants to recognize it.
Do you have to answer on the short? Or?
You got to email him.
No,
he's got comments disabled on the short. So if you got to guess, you know what it is. Email him because there are not very many people who are going to be able to guess even in the correct ballpark. I would have a better chance of guessing it if he measured it and I looked up what coins were that size and threw a dart.
Let me see.
19 in the house. Thank you. The bird group was holding it together, so missed it.
It's just brutal. It's on his short Finders Keeper.
Yeah, John, go to Ricardo's homepage. Just look at the shorts. You'll see it. You can't miss it. It's just a big, round, ugly disc in a short.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's big and ugly and round, all right.
When you're looking through the shorts, if you see one with a good coin, you've gone too far. Go back.
Yeah. It almost looks like an electrical plug knockout.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It looks like a knockout from a cheap electrical box that laid in the ground for 50 years.
Yeah. He says it's a coin. I'm trying to figure out how he figured out it was a coin.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious to know about. How'd you figure out it was a coin?
Yeah.
Take it down to the local hospital and x-ray it or something?
Bill Wheels. Well, what do you think?
There's the link.
Bill?
There's the link to the video.
Lol, Rob
Did it
lied.
pop up?
Where is the address? I don't see it.
FL Thunder.
The aquarium first, and then it goes.
Click on the
Make sure mom's okay with that.
little arrow.
I see FL Thunder digging WROB 3162, but I don't see.
Yeah, I put the link. I put the link in chat. The link is in chat.
Look at Rob's email. It's flthunder@me.com.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What was it?
flthunder@me.com.
Okay.
Hey, digging SoCal, Ron.
Scott
Ronnie,
McCoy,
hello.
look at chat.
22 in the house. Oh, Rob says he'll give 2 clues. I thought it was just 1 tonight.
I don't care if he told me exactly what it is, what year it was, and how he knew it. I still wouldn't believe him. That did not look like a coin.
Hello, Anna. How you doing?
Oh, yeah.
FL Thunder at me.com.
Yep, that's it. Yeah. It's officially a
Yeah,
toasted cock.
Oh, you
Yeah,
Deej.
it's toasted.
Yeah, I don't know enough about coins to tell you what it was if it was in decent condition.
Hey, Joel.
Hello, Drum. Well, was there anything good on YouTube yesterday? I missed it all.
It was yesterday. But, oh, Monday night did.
Fox Cove found some marbles.
Hi, Joel. How you doing?
Hey, Mary.
Oh, Mary's in a
Hey,
mood.
Mary.
She just cast out that rod and see if anybody's biting.
Hi, Deej. Hey, Amanda.
How much weight is too much weight in a garbage can? Depends on where you live, Deej.
If you're talking about those rectangle ones that they distribute, where they pick them up with the arm and dump them in the back of the truck, over 300, you're getting a question. Basically, the way I judge the weight is I'm not going to say I'm a fairly strong guy, but I know my strength. If I struggle moving the can down the driveway, then I'm probably tickling the weight that they won't pick up. But over 300, even though the arm can lift it, they say the bottom will blow out of the can. So about 300 pounds.
Hi, Mark.
Like Mystic says, a good sized person, and my driveway's got a little angle on it. So if I struggle rolling it down the hill, I know I'm tickling the weight they won't take. And I know that because I've overweight them before when I've stolen away concrete.
Hi, Gregory.
I was going to say, you have to have something in there awfully heavy to get to 300 pounds.
I figured out the key was with the concrete. Don't
There
put
we
all
go.
the weight. Don't put all the weight in the bottom. Put some trash on the bottom to where the concrete's sitting about 1/3 up in the trash can, and it was a lot easier to move.
Hey, Bart.
Yeah, it is. Hi, Bart. How you doing?
Hey, Bart.
Is it the square one where they grab it with the arm of the truck and dump it in, or is it one that the man has to grab and throw in the back of the truck? Because if they're throwing it in the back of the truck, you're probably about
Oh,
100.
she says regular garbage can. Mean a home garbage can, not one of the company's garbage cans. Home ones, they usually limit them to 70 pounds.
It depends on how rugged the guy is throwing it in the truck.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to hear that, Deej.
Might be a good idea to hammer a little stick in the ground next to the garbage can and tape a box of cookies to it with a thank you note.
Oh, and again, yeah, no, I understand that completely. Yeah, mine's been going out. My Wi-Fi has been dropping like crazy the last couple of days.
I've been dealing with my PC's wearing out. I don't know if it's a hard drive issue or what. I'm not into computers like that, but I'm right at the 4 years, so I'm due.
Yeah, it's getting
I
there.
should be able to get more than that out of it.
Yeah, depends on how much you use them.
I wear them out.
I average 4 to 5, and I use mine. It's on all day. So.
Oh, I don't turn mine off unless I'm restarting it for some reason.
I've had mine for quite a while, but I went to a solid state hard drive too.
Yeah, mine's
I got it.
mine's solid. It acts like a hard drive slowing down, but I got a
Thank you,
solid.
Rich.
Hey,
Wow,
Rich.
thank you very much.
But
Thanks, Tom.
after
Thanks.
with me, I can only get about 4 years out of them before you have to start fixing them. And I've never had any luck fixing the computers because every 3 or 6 months you're messing with it again, and that's just not me.
Tom Carey, thank you. So people, please check out Wrenches, Repairs, and Prospecting. And Tom Carey, if you haven't already. Mystic, I build my own too. It's not as cheap as it used to be. It still gets pretty pricey. And when you buy the better components, you got to watch what you buy. You can build your own and build so cheap it's going to break anyways because the lower end computers, they throw a lot of garbage. But,
Yeah, I have zero computer building skill set and zero patience for the problems that come with them. Just like having the computers fixed. I've had 2 or 3 computers repaired, and every time I started fixing the computers, every couple of months or even a month or whatever, I'm having another problem, having another problem, having another problem. It's
well,
just
the mechanical part of building computers is easy. They haven't really changed. I mean, it's downloading all the software and getting it correct.
getting it
Get
right.
all the components inside the computer to work together.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty easy. You're welcome, Rich, and thank you. I mean, you've got your motherboard, your CPU,
Georgian.
your hard drive, disk drive,
Power supply.
power supply.
Yeah.
But it all works together. And usually, what I try to do is buy from the same company, or at least with the motherboard CPU, I try to get say I'm running a AMD chip. I want to get an AMD video card too to go with it. So that helps.
I'm with you, finders keepers. I know how to turn it on, and I know how to pull up a search bar. After that, I do. I just don't like fixing computers.
Hi, Georgian.
I took the years ago. I took the CompTIA A+ certification classes, so I'm certified computer repair, all that stuff. But right when they were getting so cheap, it wasn't worth. I took the classes, and it's like couldn't make any money at it because places like Best Buy and all those were, well, if you'll buy the part from us, we'll throw it in for free. It's like.
I've been able to keep
They got a lot of great prices.
I've been able to keep my PCs going for quite a few years. If I have any questions, I got my oldest son. He works for the government on computers.
Yeah,
so.
it is. That's why I do it, Phil. It's a good idea for the driver to have it going. When you buy the same parts from different parts from the same company, they tend to work better together.
Hey, William.
Yeah, I heard that Ron Darrell passed. That is sad news. Oh, metal detectors.
Which one was Ron Darrell?
Geek Squad, yeah.
He had a small channel. I mean, he did a lot of different things.
Hey, Brian.
Hey,
Just
Ron.
type it in Darrell, it'll come up.
Wow, nice wrench.
Hi, Rob Weingold. That's right. Tonight at 10 p.m., Captain Jack's going to have a memorial. My problem with working on other people's computers is when you tell them don't do this, and don't do that, they go ahead and do it anyways. Hi, Colleen. Screw it all up and then bring it back to you again. Stay away from this software, stay away from these websites, and they don't listen. Brian
This
Wheeler.
porn site's not good for your PC.
Well, there's a lot of things that are good for your PC, or like Rob, never wanting to install virus software. Not a good idea.
Nope,
In this
never.
day and age. you need virus
As soon as I buy-
software on there.
Yep. As soon as I buy a computer, it's the first thing I put on it.
And
My
what I
brother
do is
has-
go ahead.
My brother has a different philosophy on the virus software. He says every time he puts a virus software on there, the second it's close to expiring or expired or whatever, his computers get the worst viruses he's ever had. So he buys a brand new computer, just runs Windows Defender and lets it update continuously, and he never has an issue. He never loads virus software on his computer.
Good.
I've never had a problem, but I used to in the old days. Hi, Danny. I would run Norton
Hey, Dan.
or the other main brands, and now all I run is Trend Microcell Maximum Security, and it costs me $4.95 a year because all I do is go on eBay and buy a key code, put in a new key code, and I've got a year's worth of service for 3 different items, whether it be a phone or a computer, and I haven't had a virus.
Here's one a lot of people don't know. If you have Spectrum Internet, I have Spectrum for Internet. If you have Spectrum Internet, Spectrum Internet includes free antivirus in the Spectrum Security Suite, and it's McAfee. So as long as you're already paying your Spectrum bill, you're already paying for antivirus. You just have to go log in and allow it on your computer, and it's good for like 5 devices, and it's McAfee. That's what it is. You never have to update. You never have to change it. Just set up your scheduling, and it does what it needs to do. That's all I've ran on this one and my old one, but that's all I've had on this computer for over 4 years. Never had an issue with the virus. It's just slowing down because I don't know processor memory. I don't know why the hell it's slowing down, but it's getting bogged down after a few hours, and I got to go clear cookies, and I got like 40,000 cookies. So I just run the Spectrum Security Suite and CC Cleaner, and I never have a problem.
McAfee, he had quite a life there towards the end.
McAfee sounded like he was a real character.
Yeah, he was. He was into cryptocurrency and all that stuff, and he ended up getting a nasty divorce. He ended up losing his company at the end.
Oh, think of that. What was that?
He's dead
cryptocurrency?
nowadays.
What was that cryptocurrency that tanked yesterday and now it's gone?
Is it Mac the Berg Hunter coin?
Yeah, probably.
I was
No,
going through YouTube today and this thing came up. It says, boom, gone. This cryptocurrency, whoever it was, lots of people had it. They went to check on it today. It was gone.
Are you sure you're not talking about the Haktua girl's cryptocurrency?
So what? Mhm.
You know the Haktua girl, right?
No. I have no idea who that
Spit
is.
on that thing.
Yeah, Mark. You know the stupid hillbilly that went on camera. Spit on that thing, Haktua.
No, it wasn't that.
Yep.
This was a legit outfit.
She got
It's like-
she got tied up with someone who told her to make a cryptocurrency or whatever, and they did it with her name and her likeness or whatever, and that's gone very poorly for her.
There's like thousands of those shit coins all over.
There is.
Yep.
I mean, they're only worth whatever the next guy's going to pay you for them.
That's all any cryptocurrency is worth. It has no real value. It's just worth whatever the
Hi,
next guy.
Angie.
Hi, Angie.
I think someday you're going to wake up and people are going to find out that Bitcoin has been hacked. It's going to go to zero, just like that.
Well, the bitcoins will hold some value because some financial institutions have bought into them. The main problem with Bitcoin,
we know we did.
any cryptocurrency turning into turning into a main form of payments is Visa, your credit card, can process something like 140,000 transactions a second, possibly more. Bitcoin or a similar cryptocurrency can only process about 7 because the algorithms, the math required to make that transaction happen is so complex that you will never be able to go up to a gas pump on a regular day-to-day basis and have 10 other people there trying to pay with Bitcoin and have that repeated across the country, because they can't keep up with the transaction rates, which means in order for them to transact that, they have to hire the guys who have the computers doing that kind of work. They get to set their own pay scale. So they're going to work for whoever pays the most. They're going to process the higher paying transactions first. That's why crypto will never take off. But Bitcoin and like Ethereum or whatever the other ones are, the top major ones, they'll never go away because financial institutions bought some of those.
Well, if Bitcoin ever got hacked, I mean, it would go to zero.
I'm not
I'm
not really smart enough on what
Very
the
good.
bottom line of the Bitcoin is, so I don't know if it could be hacked.
so far it hasn't been able to, but if I had a lot of money into it, which I don't, I would be scared of that almost every day. Waking up, finding out somebody had. Now, Bitcoin's transactions are so slow that it wouldn't be feasible for a currency anyway. But they've created these side channels to try to
Hi,
make it
Beard.
into a currency. It's more or less a store of value as long as it's secure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like all those, what the hell were they calling those digital pictures? NFTs.
Oh, NFTs. I created a couple.
Yeah, and ultimately its only value was in whatever somebody would pay for it. And the craze went on, and some people paid stupid high money for those. And now they're all basically worthless. You know, people got over the craze. You know, I own an NFT of a painting. Give me a break. You own.
Now, I got a theory behind the NFTs. Now, say I created this NFT of metal detectors, pictures of metal detectors.
Okay.
And I put it up for sale up there on the market and say, you create one of NFT of different pictures of cars. Now, I buy yours at a high price, and you buy mine at the same high price. We don't really exchange anything other than the same amount of money, but we set the price for our NFT, and all these other people come in and say, oh, that NFT is worth $2,000 because one just sold for $2,000. I think a lot of that was going on.
I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was a lot of money laundering that was going on in that. Buy an NFT, the NFT gets sold, you know, bury the money. There's always a side deal on things like that. On the newest, latest, greatest craze, there always seems to be a side deal. You know, what's the side angle? Once you figure out the side angle, you know what you're up against.
What got me is the most pixelated looking pictures are actually the ones people were paying big money for. I'm saying, how can you pay good money for that?
Well, it's like the guys that are making art. They got a bucket of paint hanging from a string in the room, and they just fling it around and call it art.
Yeah.
What? I was born at night. Well, not last night. You must think I'm.
No, DJ, don't. I got the free version.
Whatever.
90% of art is worth zero.
No, I believe you're wrong on that one. I believe 100% of art is worth zero.
100%.
I'm actually going to see some tomorrow for some reason or another.
Hi, Mandy.
It's
Hi,
whatever
Danny.
someone's willing to pay. Realistically, the only things that have value in your life are food. Everything else is a convenience, so it's whatever you're willing to pay for.
45 and a half. Yeah, I mean, like everybody talks about, oh, gold and silver will be the currency. You can't eat gold or silver. You can eat food. People want tobacco. They want alcohol,
Well,
ammo, weapons. Those are all worth much more than gold and silver when the S&T really hits the fan.
In the event of a full-blown collapse, silver will probably have your best value because it's easily measured. Gold, you're not going to want to pay with gold, because if you pull out a 10 potato sacks worth of gold and you try to take out 10% of that, the guy who has the potato sacks says, "Nah, price went up. I want more now." So silver in your 1 ounce denominations would be barterable, but the federal government got off of the gold standard for a reason. They could not track it. When the federal government can't get their money, they're not going to allow it to exist. Same with cryptos or anything else. If they can't tax the transactions, if they can't see where the money is and who's holding it, they don't want it to exist, which is why you can't go down to your grocery store, sprinkle out a little bit of gold, and pay for your food items. The government can't tax it. That's the whole reason they went away from the gold standard. What they say our dollar is based off.
Marty V.
Maybe it's because I'm younger and more naive, but they say our money's based off of the gold standard or whatever. Our money's based off of the fact that your country can't beat ours up. And I'm not directing that at anybody, period. The American dollar is based off of the strength of we back that up, and what country or group of countries could actually come collect a debt from America? If we get Canada to ride with us and Mexico to ride with us, which they would, no country could come in and invade us. And even without Canada and Mexico, I'm sure we'd hold our own anyway. But if Canada and Mexico rode with us, the entire North American continent, nobody can come take their money. All you're gonna do is give our military guys plenty of reason to play with their fun toys.
I'm just trying to imagine going into McDonald's and the look on the clerk's face when you have nuts of gold when you're trying to pay for your Big Mac.
I mean, you couldn't. I mean, even back in the old days, the 1800s, 1900s, whatever, when people did carry around satchels of gold or whatever, there was so many people that had shaved scales, and you put 5 guys' scales next to each other, and they all read that gold out at 5 different readings because they all manipulated it, trying to get their advantage of it. It's just not feasible.
Nice medical detectors. That was fun.
That's cool.
Exactly, Phil. Nice, Michael.
That's a lot of fun.
It's always neat to see old stuff like that, especially when you know that X years ago, decades ago, whatever, somebody received that and just put it away. They just put away some of these bigger coins, these nicer coins, whatever they do determine fit. That was cool. No, I hadn't missed it. It doesn't honestly make a difference to me. I just run with it. Fake gold, fake silver. They can make diamonds in the labs.
Yep. Hi, Paula.
Hey, Paula.
I had heard that North Korean fake American money is made better than real American money. That perfect.
That's back when I did my mining claims in the 70s up in Northern California. We get a lot of black diamonds in the sand too, and we could make money off of them until they started making them cheaper in laboratories. Then the market fell out of the bottom of it.
Of course, you flood the market with diamonds.
Well, the black are industrial. They use them for grinding and saw blades and stuff like that. We'd get, like, if we had a 5-gallon buck, we'd get like $100, $150 depending on the grade. But they turned out they could make them cheaper than we could sell them to them for. So they didn't want them anymore.
I watched a thing on it. I don't remember the exact number, but it was something like only a couple % of the diamonds in the world are jewelry quality diamonds.
Yeah.
It's like Arkansas State Diamond Park. You can go walk in that place and pick up diamonds all day long. Only a certain percentage of them are those ultra pretty ones. The rest of them are tool grade.
And then you got to read the rules when you pay to go in there and do it. If you find something of value of a certain size, they get like 50% of it.
Of course they do. Hey, Rob.
Rusty
Rob.
Rob. Yeah, it's
Good night, Deej. Thanks for stopping by.
not dude.
See you, D.
Later, Deej.
Yeah, Danny, there are more lab-made diamonds. It's easier to get them.
I sent you an email, Rob. I don't know if my guess was correct or not.
I guess the exact same thing as the person who won. I just think my email went to spam and Rob didn't see it.
Hey, old Danny boy.
There's all thievery is just as old of a profession as prostitution. It's been going on forever.
Hi, Rob.
Hey
Hi,
guys,
Rob.
I'm glad StreamYard's working because you guys are just a circle of death on my YouTube page.
Uh-oh. Really?
My YouTube page is fine.
So is mine.
Well, if we're a circle of death, did we remind you of that coin you posted the short of?
Hey,
Does
Dina.
that coin not look like the circle of death?
We were ranting about that earlier. You bumped your head thinking anybody knows what that is.
Well, let me just say this. There are correct guesses. I'm not going to say, so by guesses, more than one person has gotten it right. Hold on, let me switch over to the StreamYard side. Go ahead, Richie. What?
Am I one of them?
I'll have to go back and look. I've been out of the house all day today, guys. How should I phrase this today, Bill? I spent the whole day in court today.
Yeah.
Assisting a wayward family member. Let's just say that. Do what, hun? Yes, a delinquent relative. Let's just say that.
So how is Charlie?
Different wayward relative.
Yeah.
Real motley crew there.
A rather young, dumb, and I won't finish the rest of that phrase, but still wet behind the ears and still learning a few things about life. And unfortunately, he seems to be learning a few things the hard way. So yeah, I was in court most of the day today.
Yeah, he turns out he's one of those, hey, dumbass, open the door before you try to run through it. But,
Yeah.
Hey,
All
bad
right.
idea.
So tell me this, Rob. Did you get irritated as soon as you got there?
You know what? No, because I've sat through 10 years in law enforcement. I've sat in a lot of courtrooms, and I've been in a couple since I've been out of courtrooms. One, I actually did get a citation where I had to go to court on it for not having proof of insurance. And then obviously when I got there with my current insurance card, they dismissed the case. But the way it works with at least misdemeanor court or traffic court is everybody that has a lawyer goes first. And the reason I explain that is because these people are paying a lot of the other lawyers, they're paying by the hour, so they get them through. Well, that took over an hour. We got there 1:30, and at 2:30, about 2:45, the lawyers wrapped up, and then they started calling all the people without lawyers, and then they do it alphabetically. Well, he's an S, his last name, so he was literally the last person called in the court. It was us, the attorneys, the judge, the bailiff, and that was it. the court was empty by then. But no, he was a real friendly judge. He was real nice. He was pretty lenient. And if you got like a ticket for a suspended license or no registration or expired registration or no insurance, if you came in with a new license, you came in with a new insurance, you came in with a new registration, he dismissed the ticket. You walked out with big smiles on your faces. So it was
But that is the reason I would have figured you got irritated.
Yeah, Mark.
no, and it's because I talked to my buddy Steve tonight, like I told you at trivia, the guy that just retired from 25 years at Tampa PD. His philosophy as a law enforcement officer was, we just want you guys to get this done and be legal out there. And to be honest with you, I really won't argue with that. You don't write tickets. I never wrote tickets to slam people. I know tickets are expensive. They cost a lot of money. But if somebody can't show me proof of insurance, if that person goes out and gets on an accident, that costs all of us money. And look at me, hit by a person who didn't have good insurance, and I'm paying for it. So I was a big insurance writer ticket. So if you had current insurance and you just couldn't prove it to me, and you went to court and the judge dismissed the ticket and you showed proof of insurance, boom, I did my job because you're now carrying your insurance and you've got insurance. If you didn't have insurance, you went out and got insurance and you proved to the judge you got it. So either way, it was a win-win. So no, didn't bother me at all, Zach. It had been so many years since I've done that. It was I actually enjoyed the day today.
That's not why I figured you would have been bothered.
Oh, okay. I lost you there then.
I know it extremely irritates you when people hold doors open for you, especially when they call you sir.
Yeah, there was a lot of doors held open for me today. I did a lot of walking today. I know you sent me that text message saying you should start doing more walking, Rob. I got you. I was thinking about you today, Zach, because I got my steps in today, sir. Okay. The courtroom was the end of this long building, and the only door they had was at this end, and then the only parking again was that end. So I had to do 4 trips just to.
That's how everything is here. Hardly anything's 2-story. It's all flat.
Yeah, Scott. The judge, if somebody had 3 tickets, and they took care of the senior most ticket or the serious most ticket, the judge. We had one guy that had 3 tickets, and the judge dismissed the other 2. You know, as long as they paid their fines and took care of the worst ticket. So, yeah, Scott, yeah. Everybody, all the private attorneys worked it out with the assistant state attorneys, and they got up there and said, Your Honor, the state's agreed to drop 2 of the 3 charges. My client's taking care of the other charges. He's got a new license. He's paid the fines. He went to driver's school, et cetera, et cetera. Judge said state. State said, yep, we agree. Boom, judge. I mean, this man moved some people through his courtroom.
What's up, Wrench?
Small wrench.
Howdy, everybody.
Oh, medical, I can't tell you how many. Medical, I was a cop long before Dr. House came out on House MD, but I'm telling you, the man's slogan, everybody lies, he's got that right because everybody lies out there. Thank you, honey.
That's for sure.
All right, thank you. That is not a lie that everybody lies, like House says. Thank you, hon. Richie, I've told this story before. I had a guy, we had a domestic violence call, but it wasn't serious enough to arrest anybody, but the wife didn't feel safe there. So they had like a spouse abuse place come and get her and her daughter and showed up and took her away to the safety house. And not even us male officers were allowed to know where that were. We couldn't, they didn't trust any males. So we weren't allowed. So I was down the street doing some paperwork and the alarm or what they call our alert tone went off in our car, which means it's a priority 1 call. And they dispatched me back to the same house because I guess the guy was so upset with his wife leaving that he threatened to commit suicide. He called 911 that he was going to commit suicide and that he was going out in the garage to hang himself. So I went flying. I was down the street. So I went flying down the street, hopped out of my car, and they said he was in the garage making a noose. So I crept around to the side garage door and I peeked in the side garage door and I could see the guy standing on a step or a chair, and he was looping the TV cable over the rafters to make himself a noose. And I tried the door real quietly, but he heard me and he started trying to tie the noose faster. And I used my flashlight and broke the window, reached in, unlocked the door, and went in and grabbed him around the waist, pulled him off the chair. And by then my backup got there, and we handcuffed the guy. And as we're handcuffing the guy and searching him, there's a bag sticking out of his pocket. And I pulled the bag out of his pocket. It's a bag full of marijuana. And the guy, after his wife leaves him, supposedly trying to commit suicide, turns to me and looks right at me and says, "Oh, these are my brother's pants." Come on, dude. That's the best you got here. So, and what's nice, because I would have had to take him to the what we call in the state of Florida, if somebody's harmed themselves, they call it Baker Act. I would have had to take him to the psych facility, which was a lot of paperwork to drop somebody off there. But because he had marijuana and it was a criminal charge, I was able to take him to jail and just say he needs to be on a suicide watch, and did my jail report, and I was out of there.
Laundry basket behind a pair of stockings in it.
You're a good man, Marty. Phil Leo, that is a great story, sir. That is a great story. Oh, that just made my day, Phil.
That is a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a great story.
APA.
Yeah, Mermaid, it's doing it to me too. It's buffering on my. It stopped doing it now, but when I first sat down, it was buffering really bad.
Been good up here.
Well, Bill, I'm not going to ask you the bonus question tonight because unless people here are really dedicated hockey fans, they're going to be as clueless as we were on this.
Well, I'm not a hockey fan, so
I want to hear it.
Slap shot?
Yeah, no, I wish it was Slapshot. That I'd know something about the comedy group.
You know, the Hanson brothers and Slapshot were actually real hockey players.
Right? They were minor leaguers,
Really?
right?
They were minor league hockey players. Yeah, they used to play at Lewiston, Maine all the time,
No,
and they played just like they did in the movie.
He asked the.
I didn't know that.
He named the guy that the NHL MVP trophy is named for. I can't remember who he said it was.
hi Gary.
But he said the name of the NHL MVP trophy for the MVP of the National Hockey League, and he says, "I'm going to give you 5 players that have won the MVP, and you need to put with what team they played for."
Okay,
And I mean, and I'd only heard 2 of the names: Gordie Howe, who's an all-time
Detroit.
very good, Detroit Red Wings, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brett Hall,
St. Louis Blues.
2 for 2. Jose Theodore.
Oh, is
And
it-
Corey Perry and Connor McDavid. Now, the good thing is he gave you the teams, Richie. So the 3 teams left are the Anaheim Ducks, the Houston Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers, and the Montreal Canadiens.
okay. Connor McDavid is Edmonton,
Okay,
and what was the other names?
Jose Theodore and Corey Perry.
Okay, Theodore was the Canadians, and the other guy was Anaheim.
Freaking Richie nailed it, man!
Man,
Wow, that was impressive.
I would say he's a hockey fan, Rob.
I used to play
not a
hockey
bad
too.
idea.
Damn, Richie's gonna get a limited edition sticker for that one.
Nice job.
Yeah,
What, Dave?
really good.
Denise went, "What the fuck?"
The guy from Anaheim I never heard of, but that was the only team left that I didn't know. So
So anyway, I did say on my community page or post page, whatever they changed the name to it now, that I would give a clue to the coin giveaway. And it's not that great of a clue, but it is a clue. The first part of it is That clue was found metal detecting, and that clue has been published in a metal detecting video. So that coin is in one of my videos. Of course, with how few people have actually done the work to just watch 2 videos and send me an email to enter the video, I doubt people are going to be searching my videos looking for this. But
Yeah, he's only got 1,000
Rob,
videos.
it's not that no one watches your videos. It's that most of us don't even believe
Hi,
that.
Turkey.
no, the video itself, the two actual videos, the pre-video, and then telling you to watch the short. The short's got over 1,600 views. A lot of people are logging on to see the giveaway, but are they doing the work to actually figure out what the coin is and then send me an email? No, I think I've only gotten 14 emails. So
Hey, Torchy.
Rob,
Richie,
I'm only good.
I got your guess here. Yep, I just saw it.
I'm only good for sports trivia and heavy metal bands from the '80s. Other than that, I'm clueless on everything else.
Well, you know what? I don't think it's a heavy metal band, Richie, but they did ask a band question tonight. Hang on. No, question number 4 in round 2, D. When was that band formed? Do you remember the name of the band? Oh, and which fast food restaurant can you get packets of horsey sauce?
Arby's.
Is it Arby's?
Yes,
Arby's.
that was a number 1. That was pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, round 2, question 2.
All right, Rob. What hamburger place can you go and order a hamburger or fries animal style?
Animal size?
Animal style.
Animal style. I believe, since we don't have them here, and I've never heard of it here, I would that be In-N-Out Burger?
That is In-N-Out Burger.
I thought I'd heard something about that on a History Channel special. I thought I'd heard that on, because we don't have In-N-Out. I mean, I think that's a West Coast California thing. We don't have any of those here on the East Coast.
Another neat thing they do is I guess this is for the whatever diet where you can't have bread. They actually sell a cheeseburger. Instead of a bun, they wrap it in lettuce.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a West Coast thing for sure. All right, Richie, what was the rock band The Killers formed before or after 2000?
I'm going to say before.
You missed that one. 2001. It was after.
Yeah, I know they got popular in the 2000s, but a lot of times the bands have been around for a long time before they get popular.
Yeah, usually how it goes.
And what was the bird?
It's like I seen 7 Mary 3. Go ahead, Rob.
No, what was the bird that Edgar Allan Poe was going to use before he chose the raven for his poem?
That's kind of
A crow.
was it a robin?
What was it, honey? A parakeet?
Pigeon.
Parakeet.
Yeah, I gave him the answer. Round 7, right here. Round 7, number 1. Is it 7? Does that mean 7?
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump off.
Mark,
See y'all
with no
later.
beard,
Night, Mark.
with no beard and a haircut, Mark, you look completely different, buddy.
I've been hearing that a lot lately. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Hey, Mark.
Your picture quality.
Not a parakeet, but a parrot. He originally was going to do a parrot, and then he changed it to a raven.
It was a good choice.
Yes, it makes much more sense as a raven, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is why which is why when Baltimore lost their NFL team to Indianapolis and did not have an NFL team, when they got a new NFL team and they were coming up with a name, Edgar Allan Poe was from Baltimore. That's where he was raised and buried and lived in Baltimore. So they took the Ravens as their thing. So the Ravens are named after Edgar Allan Poe for the Baltimore Ravens football team.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I am outraged that they
Wow.
are using the name of an innocent animal as a football. Somebody needs to stand up.
Get some organization to go against that and pick it, Zach.
Those poor defenseless creatures being defiled every Sunday.
Well, no, we're not going to get into that tonight.
I know where he was going, Rob.
I just don't get the whole Cleveland Indians uproar. I didn't think it was a derogatory. I mean, who didn't like Chief Wahoo as a I don't know, but yeah, because you got the Florida Gators and the Florida Seminoles. Of course, I guess there's nobody defending Gators, so
And still got the Atlanta Braves, the Kansas City Chiefs.
yeah. I mean, how is the Indians offensive, but the Braves and the Chiefs aren't? I don't. Yeah, Richie, I don't understand that.
Howdy, Moon.
Turn around.
Oh, medical. Yeah, I heard the 2 beers things more time than I could do. But there was one guy that I stopped that was driving down the road on a major highway doing about 20, and he would not pull over my lights and siren behind him. And then I pulled next to him, and he was just driving straight. He had his hands on the wheel, and he was just staring straight ahead to keep that car down the middle as he could, close enough. And he just would. I mean, I'm trying to signal him, put the spotlight on him. He just drove right down, and he was only doing like 20, 25. He was concentrating so hard to keep that car on the road. I finally had to pull my cruiser in front of him and slow down to where he kept slowing down and eventually stopped. And he was still sitting in his car. And I said, pull the car off the road. Pulled the car off the road. And I walked up and I said, how much you had to drink tonight? And he went, 8 doubles. I was like, there's one honest guy right there. 8 doubles.
Was he still honest after you took him to jail?
He got a lot quieter then. Certain drunks are happy drunks, and certain drunks are pretty surly drunks. Yeah, Danny boy, if you can find a good reputable pawn shop, I've been dealing with pawn shops for 30 years, even way back before my cop days, and I've got one down the street that's actually the grandson running it. It was the father, grandfather, then the father, and now the son's running. And they have turned it into a multi-million business with a high-end jewelry store, to where they bought the second biggest building in our county. That's how big they are now. And their jewelry business with high-end jewelry is actually bigger than the pawn store. But yeah, they've been in business now in this town for almost 40 years, and they've got a really great reputation. Yeah, Rob, I would imagine he saw a lot of stuff, buddy. Oh, wow, Scott.
Go.
No, Marty, that would definitely fall under exigent. How do you pronounce that word? Exigent circumstances, Marty.
Our spirit animal is a bush, Bill. Nothing else lives out here.
I'm sure there's a few warthogs out there somewhere hiding Jackson.
Ah, thank you, Scott. The Hart Memorial Trophy. See,
Bobcat or
you
coyotes.
said that, but we didn't write that down. Thank you, Scott. Howdy, Gary. Howdy, Snap and Scavenge.
I mean, Jackson, wasn't that the name of the football team there in Barstow? The Barstow Warthogs? Just
Aztecs.
seems to ring a bell. The what?
Aztecs.
Aztecs.
In the old days, like when your generation went to school up till I don't know what year, they were the Rithians, but that was determined to be bad for whatever reason, so they turned them into the Aztecs. Then when they started all the outrage over the native names, they were considering changing back to the Rithians.
So they use Aztecs, which probably pisses off Mexico, but hey, you know.
The school's probably 70% Mexican, so what difference does it make?
We had a high school, the town next to mine. The mascot used to be the Indians. They used to be the Skowhegan Indians, so they had to get rid of that.
My junior high that I went to in 70, 74, 75, 76, they were the Bayonet Point Junior High Patriots, and they had a picture of a like a Boston Minuteman, like a Revolutionary War Minuteman. He had the tri hat, he had the tri hat on, and he was holding a musket up. And I went for some reason I was on the website the other day, and now it's just a picture of a face with a tricorn hat because the rifle was deemed too offensive. So they changed the U.S. Minuteman that won the Revolutionary War, that is now considered too offensive, and they changed the school motto.
Yeah.
Without that musket, they would have lost the war, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's about as part of American history as you can get right there.
I think they should change the name and mascot of every school in the country to the Beiges. Let's see who can get offended by beige. Everybody's beige. The mascot's beige.
I could think of something right away, but I'm not going to say it.
There you go, Richie. There's your trivia question from Phil Leo, Richie.
Yeah. What is it? Heavy metal bands from the 80s trivia. Who was the black guy who played bass in Journey? I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Get out. Are you serious, Rob? I'm Cover number 69 with Clark's Cove, and I like that number.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, what fast food restaurant is it? It's got to be one on the West Coast because Rob's in California too. I already said In-N-Out for the double-breasted mattress thrasher instead of a. You guys are great tonight.
So you're saying you didn't like them other nights?
No, but everybody's definitely on fire tonight. Yeah, why do we allow the Blackhawks but not the Chiefs or the Redskins? Scott, we could probably, my wife says 8 doubles. Wow, we could probably have a whole conversation on sports names. Yeah, look, they had the Edmonton Eskimos, and now they're the Edmonton Elks. Why? How are we offending an Eskimo calling them an Eskimo?
Because they're not Eskimos. That's what we call them. Their actual name is Inuit.
We haven't offended an Eskimo. We offended some white chick that has way too much time on her hand.
Yeah.
What do you got, Richie?
Right there, Rob. Clark's Cove, Cobra for Life, number 66.
66. There you go. I was 69. Yeah, Medical says local high school name is the Warriors. They kept the name, but they changed the Indian head logo to a W. Yeah, that's what the Washington team did. They're just the Washington Commanders. I mean, to go from the Redskins to the Commanders. I mean,
they should have changed the Warriors to the picture of the dude from the movie and his little hat.
Absolutely,
I'm with you, Rob.
That is a cult classic movie, The Warriors. I could sit down and rewatch The Warriors anytime. What a great cult classic movie that Warriors is.
I'm due to rewatch The Warriors, and I'm due to rewatch Shawshank Redemption.
I've never watched
Shawshank Redemption.
One of the best movies ever made. It's one of my top 2 all-time favorite movies. That one and Field of Dreams are my 2 all-time favorite.
That's what I hear.
You never watched Field of Dreams?
I've watched Field of Dreams, but I've never watched Shawshank Redemption. And
oh my God.
I know tells me it's like they're like, "What are you doing? Why haven't you watched?"
Yeah,
it?
you gotta watch Shawshank, dude. Take 2 hours out of your life one day if you're down or something, or it's pouring down rain or something outside, and
I'll spoil the ending for you. He ends with a Tommy gun and he just
Oh,
whacks.
Yeah.
stop,
Yeah,
Zach.
don't listen to what Morty says.
Stop.
Or if the wife says she wants
I'm
to
not.
watch a chick flick, bring up Shawshank.
If you go on YouTube, Wrench, and you watch some like 30-second clips on shorts that people made for them, each one of those clips. I just watched a clip the other day from that movie that has 8.1 million views.
Don't watch.
It's something that's been on my list, and it's just I've never spent the time to watch it.
That's
Don't
right.
watch
I'm going to take some serious flack here. I'm going to scroll down so I catch these comments as they come in, and people are going to give me flack for this. I have never ever watched The Princess Bride.
The what?
What?
Bride. I've never seen The Princess Bride.
What? Oh my god!
And everybody tells me what a phenomenal movie it is, and I think the reason I didn't watch it is because the main guy in it's Carrie Elwes, and I'm just not a Carrie Elwes fan.
But you did watch the history of, Gentlemanly Warfare.
It's got more to do about.
Oh, I know. I hear it's a phenomenal movie, and I do want to take the time to sit down and watch it.
Have you watched To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yes, I've seen the original, but it's been years. Mystic says something's wrong with you.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Do you know that actually the Princess Bride that Buttercup had another movie where she played an evil queen?
I know, Tom. I knew I was going to catch flack for this tonight. I knew it. Wendy says it's her favorite movie. I know a lot of people say it's favorite. But I will say this with Phil Leo's. Shawshank is a near 10 out of 10. Absolutely. I mean, and it's funny, that is written by Stephen King, who writes mainly horror novels. But Green Mile and Shawshank were both written by Stephen King as novellas.
I loved Green Mile. That was
Green Mile was awesome.
If you love Green Mile, you will get just about as emotional as for Shawshank as you did in Green Mile.
Emotional? Rob, did you cry during Shawshank Redemption?
Buddy, Shawshank.
Emotional.
Dude.
The never-ending story.
I will tell you this, in that one main scene in Field of Dreams, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched it, but the one main scene in Field of Dreams, I'll cry every single time. I went to the theaters with my mom and saw that movie just months after my father passed away, and it's a movie that boils down to father and son. And I saw that movie right after my father died, and my father was my little league baseball coach. And yeah, I cried like a baby at the movie theater with my mom.
Jackson, Rob cried at Bambi Meets Godzilla, so.
No,
only because Godzilla won, Bill. Okay,
that was Saturday night 4 weeks ago. He didn't cry that night.
What about the never-ending story?
The first one, yeah, good.
The first one. I was taken to that by my mother and saw it in the theater. Let me tell you, that movie still plays tricks in my head.
Oh my God, Joe! Look at Joe. That is so bad, Joe. That is just so bad.
Thank you, Rich.
Good question, Scott McClory. Richie, being the author, probably knows this.
I don't know it.
Wow.
Oh,
I don't know either.
And Stephen King lives like an hour east of me.
Oh, that's right. He's a New England guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I just watched a documentary on him or something like that. I know that. I don't know it because I can't say it, but I just watched it.
But Joe, that's the sickest joke I've heard tonight. Yeah, Carrie, Green Mile's up there and
Christine was a good movie.
Captain Vic, good evening.
What was Misery?
We were just talking about Misery.
Misery.
The other day. One of the trivia questions was, what did whatever the character's name that James Caan played, what did he do for a living? And I was like, well, that's easy. He was an author, and she kidnapped him, so he would write a book for her. But yeah, every time that scene comes up with the sledgehammer, I just can't watch that scene. I just can't. That's just so bad.
How about The Shining?
Oh, I love The Shining. That's a great movie.
That's one of Denise's favorite movies.
Here's Johnny.
If you really want to see Rob get sad, ask him about the ending of the Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
That did make me sad. That caught me off guard. I didn't think they'd end it that way.
I still remember you arguing with me that it was more than a 15-minute movie. No, go watch it. And then you went and watched it, and you're like, that sucked.
Well, I'll tell you what sucked worse was the second movie in that trilogy with the guy with no arms and no legs. That might have just been flat out the saddest movie. I turned it off after that. That might have been flat out the saddest movie I've ever seen.
The third one was even worse. It was boring.
But I thought Buster Scruggs was hilarious right up until the ending. Okay.
I wanted to see a whole movie of Buster Scruggs, and it wasn't.
You're right, Zach. I think they could bring him back for a full-length hour-and-a-half movie, and it would do phenomenal on Netflix or Amazon. Or something. Yeah,
I agree with you, Rob. 100%.
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, Scott McClory. One of the best love stories is A House of 10,000 Corpses.
Hi, Dina.
The Mist. That was an interesting movie, Dina. Yeah, Brian. That Sledgehammer just. Yeah, Phil Leo. Morgan Freeman's the man.
You're a good actor.
Hey, Ellsworth, how we doing? I'll tell you what I really like the Denzel. I really like the Denzel Expendables movie.
Hi, J. Paul.
Bill H. Somewhere in Time. That's one of my mom's. That's one of my mom's favorite movies. Bill H. Somewhere in Time. Hey Jay, how we doing?
Scavenge, how you doing?
Bart,
I always like the old Clint Eastwood movies.
Oh,
Unforgiven,
those
Hail Rider.
Yeah, those clips on YouTube just have
Brian,
millions of
hi.
views. Hi, Miss Danny D. I know, Scott. If we're not getting old, Scott, saying Jack Nicholson is 88 and Gene Hackman just dying and hearing how sad. Let me tell you something. We're not even going to get. Well, yes, we are, because Rob's going to go there. I am so pissed at Gene Hackman's children right now that it's not even freaking funny. Do I know the guy? Nope. Have I ever met the guy? Nope. But a great actor, great legend, and for him to die in the way he died with that house the way it was, and to hear that his kids didn't have any contact with him for over a year, just pisses me off. Howdy, Higgs.
Another
Evening,
good
Greg, Finding America.
Another good movie to watch is Of Mice and Men.
That's
Yeah.
a classic too, based on a best-selling novel. I will tell you this: I had never seen, and I know I'm going to catch flack for this too. I had never seen Casablanca up until my 30s when I sat down one day and I said, "I'm finally going to sit down and take some time, and I'm going to watch Casablanca." And I will tell you this: I would put Casablanca in the top 10 movies of all movies ever made. That movie was just flipping phenomenal. Now, you take the same actor and African Queen, and everybody says African Queen is such a great classic. I didn't particularly care for African Queen. But yeah, the first one I just said, Casablanca, one of the most phenomenal movies I ever made, I thought.
And William Shatner's going to outlive us all.
You might be right, Richie. He's what, 91 now?
94, says Scott
Are you
McClory.
serious?
Yeah.
Christ, the guy looks like he's in his 70s.
Clint Eastwood's up there too.
Yeah, but he looks it, okay?
He's not looking good these days.
No, he's not looking good at all. Higgles, we're having a great week, sir.
Hey, Rob, we got 47 watching and over 51 likes. Set up a race for me. I'll give away 1 ounce copper.
Absolutely,
Oh,
sir. We had
nice.
46 when I came in here, but the likes hadn't caught up, so I'm happy to see the likes have caught up.
2 1 ounce coppers.
Yeah, Gone with the Wind is a great movie.
Run them separate or run them together. I don't care.
Yeah, Gone with the Wind's a classic.
I've never watched A Gone with the Wind. I could tell you guys some Twisted movies that I've watched end to end a few times.
Now, Bill, they had a Gone with the Wind trivia question tonight.
Ah,
Was Hattie somebody the first black woman to ever win an Academy Oscar? And I remember her that she was the black lady in Gone with the Wind. I said, answer true to that, and that answer was true.
Oh, Finding America. Yeah, Sam Elliott's getting up there, but he's looking good these days. So.
Yeah, Sam Elliott still looks the same as he did 20 years ago. Okay.
What's that movie he did not too long ago? The man who killed Bigfoot and met Hitler, something like that. Look that up.
Yeah, Sam Elliott's one that
Even B movies would be a stretch. We're talking C and D movies.
Yeah, Sam Elliott was one that both my mom and Denise said basically, yeah, he could take me anytime.
Yeah, they had to come up with his bid.
Yeah, George Hansen, Sam Elliott, so handsome. Yeah, he's a rugged looking guy.
Yeah, it's the man.
So I could watch. If Denise and I are sitting here flipping through channels and Tombstone comes on, yep, we just stop flipping right there and start watching it whatever point it's on.
Yeah, but going back to your Sam Elliott comment, Rob, just imagine how he smells.
I imagine he smells really good. Maybe not as good as Michael Jackson, okay? There's a story with that one too, Richie. I did a bodyguard / escort for Michael Jackson when he came to Disney.
I think I've heard that story.
Yeah, and just the best smelling man I ever smelled in my life. And I happened to mention that at my poker game where I played a weekly poker game with the guys, and I happened to mention that at the poker game, and that was, yeah, I just heard crap for that all night long.
Now it's getting past my time, so I'm going to have to head out.
Hey, thank you for being up here, Richie.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Take care, Richie.
Yeah.
Blast talking with you tonight, sir.
Never seen Tombstone, Brian?
Oh my God, that's worse.
Yellowstone, I can understand. Tombstone,
one of the greatest westerns ever made.
Yeah, in the top 5.
Yeah, Bill, I would agree. Top 5.
Wow. Even the people that don't like westerns love that movie. It's just
and then you got the cameo. You got the cameo by Charlton Heston, and he does the voiceovers. I mean, the man. There's no better voice to have a voice doing a voiceover in a western than
Charlton Heston. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I mean, the man did so many classic movies in the 60s and 70s. Soylent Green.
Another great
Last Man on Earth.
Well, we haven't said it so far, so I might as well. You got to throw in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, I'll tell you the problem with Red October, Zach, and for a lot of people that don't read, I'm a voracious reader, and I also am a huge Tom Clancy fan. They left out the most important point in the book in the movie of Hunt for Red October. Okay? If you remember the movie, why did they tell you he steals the submarine?
Because his family got murdered or something like that.
His wife, when he was out at sea, his wife had her appendix ruptured, and she had to be rushed there, and it turned out to be some local drunk doctor that failed her, and because he was drunk and incompetent through the Russian system, his wife died, and he just got tired of the Russian system, and when they came out with the sub that could change the balance of power in the world, he basically said, no, they don't deserve to have this. So he decided to steal something. It was over his wife being killed by a drunk, incompetent doctor in the system. And they completely left that out. All they do what?
That wasn't the movie.
No, all they said it was the anniversary of his wife's death. That's all they said in the movie.
The original theatrical release, it was explained in it.
I will go back and watch that, Bill.
I said theatrical. I originally saw it in the movies, and it was explained in there.
Oh, because it didn't make it to the DVD.
Yeah, that happens. That's what pisses me off when they go to VHS or DVD. and they want to save time for credits or this or that, they'll cut out some very important parts sometimes.
Because that's a very, to me, that was a very critical line.
Yeah, Tarantino flicks were pretty good.
Oh, what
Oh,
scene?
you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, Rob?
What scene in Pulp Fiction was filmed in reverse?
Oh. Nice, Gary. Yeah, we know Pat knows him tomorrow night. Thank you. Oh, God, I can't remember, Rob.
I'll give you two options. Was the dance floor scene with him and what's her name? Where they do the dance scene in the hamburger joint, or the scene where they've got to plunge the adrenaline needle into the woman's heart?
The dance scene.
Nope. They filmed the stabbing the needle in reverse because they used one of those needles that when you put it in, you know, the needle retracts in. So when they filmed it reverse coming out, it looks like the needle's being stabbed into her, but you know, it's got the spring load thing that goes up in, but it looks like they jammed that 6-7 inch needle into her thing. So they filmed that. Yeah, they filmed that in reverse. And I somehow had read that or heard that somewhere, so we got that one right.
Have you watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Rob?
It's been probably 30 years, Zach.
Oh, it's time for a redo.
It is. And somebody was mentioning Blow earlier with Johnny Depp. Extraordinarily acted movie on that one.
Personally, I thought the Pirates of the Caribbean movies were pretty funny.
I thought they were a blast too. You
Yeah.
know, they're not going to be Academy Award winners, but they weren't made to be Academy Award winners.
They were worth
No.
watching.
To be funny and
Yeah.
entertaining. Jordan walked out on Pulp Fiction, didn't care for it. Yeah.
Who did?
Georgian.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a very violent movie. If you're not into, yeah, Quentin Tarantino does some strange ass shit. Alrighty, guys, you haven't left a comment in a few minutes. Please leave a comment. We're building a race, and I'm about 20 people short. Howdy, Brad.
Yeah, Weigel, I've been considering taking a trip to Universal Studios Hollywood, take the kids down there, but crap them prices.
Yeah, they just opened. Universal here just opened that new Harry Potter and roller coaster park here in Orlando, and it's getting rave reviews. Eight. What did it
Nice
cost?
silver
$8
wishes.
billion to build that park.
$8 billion.
It was some astronomical figure, Zach.
No
Yeah.
problem, Rich. What I love is Tarantino's Glorious Bastards. I love that.
Good one.
Again, another extremely violent movie build, but also hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta look at it as far as the violence is concerned. You look at the original Indiana Joneses for the methods they had at their disposal, the camera tricks, I forget the exact word of it, the theatrics of it. For the methods they had at their disposal, Indiana Jones was a violent movie too.
Well, that video, and Bill and I have talked about this before. That video that movie holds a very distinct place in movie history, because you're right, Zach. It was too violent to have a PG rating, but it wasn't the who was it, Spielberg, whoever did that, didn't believe it qualified as an R rating, and the motion picture industry came out with the PG-13. That
Yep.
rating came out for that movie. That was the first movie, and they changed it because it was too violent to be a PG, but less enough for an R, so they came up with a new one with PG-13.
Yep.
Yeah, Mystic. Dust Till Dawn was a great movie.
Dusk Till Dawn.
All
Probably
the
my
Dusk Till
favorite
Dawn were
scene
good.
all time will always be Salma Hayek dancing with the snake. I'm telling you, that is the sexiest, most erotic scene in a movie. I'm just
You
gonna
know,
say,
you know the main scene that sticks out in my memory over that. There's a lot of great ones, but as the fighting in the bar starts, one of the vampires has a
I know, Penny.
a crotch pistol. I'll call it.
oh, the crotch pistol is great.
I thought that was great. It pops up. That was awesome. Hello, little Penny.
Hi, little penny coins. Howdy, Jim Steele.
Yep. Red Dawn's great too, Jim. And
Oh, the
Wilson.
original Red Dawn is freaking awesome.
Yeah, the remake sucked.
And if you look at the cast from Red Dawn, that all went on to be major, not just major actors, major movie stars.
Directors, and they did it all.
Yeah, I mean that was before Patrick Swayze was well known.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Red Dawn. Now, has anybody here seen that new movie, the one about the breakup of the United States and the two different factions fighting over? I can't remember what it's called. It was in theaters for a while. Then I think it's either on Netflix or Amazon. It's basically about the next American Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War is what it's called.
Is
But
that what
a
it's called,
modern
Civil
thing.
War? Did you see it, Bill?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I mean,
Oh, I would imagine it's pretty intense.
oh. Yes, Heavy Metal's great, Danny. The animated, yeah, loved it.
If you
Thank
like
you, good people, for-
Tarantino movies and you like B-roll, C-roll weird movies, watch a movie called Gummo. Gummo.
I haven't heard of that one, Zach.
Definitely C-roll. The gist of it is an F5 tornado goes through a Midwest town, and they're showing it 5 years later, the aftermath of everybody's mindsets.
Hell,
Oh,
that could. I
yeah.
don't know why that's a C
Very-
film. That's going on today.
What?
Fairy Dust, that's great. To Wong Fu, thanks for everything. That is a great movie. Love
That is a funny movie.
What'd she say?
To Wong Fu.
Oh,
To
when I
Wong
heard
Fu,
that,
thanks.
when I heard the Asian, I thought we were making airplane jokes again.
I
was
knew.
like,
I knew that's what you were thinking, Zach.
there
We
had
had
to
a
be
lot of fun.
something
We had a
wrong.
lot of fun with that Saturday night, didn't we, Bill?
Yep. That's like, what was the other one? Oh, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Oh, God, that's
Yes.
hilarious. Bone Tomahawk, great movie. Kurt Russell's second best Western. Well,
I haven't seen that one.
that's good too.
Now another cult classic with
Yeah, Gummo's out there. It's
another
not as
cult
bad as
classic
Clockwork Orange, but it's out there.
with Kurt Russell was the remake of The Thing with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, great movie.
You know, it was actually a good movie. I watched. It was newer at the time. Was a Bird Box. That actually wasn't a bad movie.
I've heard of that, but I've never seen that one.
It's an all right movie to watch. It's old Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock's another one of my Babeliciouses.
Well, then you better watch Bird Box because that's old Sandra Bullock. She's more in your league.
I don't think she was ever in my league, but okay.
Hey, a tattooed street biker out of LA got her. She can't be that hard.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Anna. Thank you very much. Sorry you're having problems with your internet.
Hey, I took a pain pill right before I came on the stream, and it just kicked in.
Nice. Drink a vodka.
No, it's bad enough with coffee.
So we have 50 in the house. Rob, how many you got in a race?
I just put the 42nd person in there, Bill, and I don't
Just
have
see
you,
the chat.
me, and Wrench in. So let me get them in.
And Anna. I was
Just put
checking
Anna's in
Mermaid.
when you mentioned. I just put Anna in.
Gary, they'll be slashing the Fed rate to offset the slowing economy soon. And I'm not getting political, but the tariffs and uncertainty are going to slow the economy around the world, which means they will slash rates to try and speed up the economy, because that's the whole reason of raising rates is to try and slow ours down. So they'll be slashing them soon. If you're looking to buy, just hold on, keep stacking your money.
You ever seen any of the trauma movies, Rob? Joe's talking about?
No, I've heard of them, but I have not. Hey, Snap and Scavenge.
They can
No,
either
Bill,
be the
I'll be
they can-
honest with you, Bill. I'm not a huge horror guy, Bill. I'm more of a.
well, not just horror. They do a little bit of everything. But
Oh,
the
okay.
thing is, they're like low grade B movies, and they can be about anything. They've been making them for 50 years, and some of them are just funny as hell.
I'm more to action, sci-fi, and westerns. Those are my three probably. And then obviously, of course, you can't go wrong with a good rom-com. So
I know a weird B-roll movie you've probably watched, Rob. Earth Girls Are Easy.
I've only seen clips of that. I've never actually watched the whole thing.
Really?
It's just like Howard the Duck. The clips are the best part, but it's worth watching anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck. When I
That's
met
an
Denise-
awesome movie, Zach.
When I met Denise, she had Howard the Duck on VHS. Okay.
I saw you just joined the membership, Rich. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you again, Rich.
What's up, Captain Vic?
Computer wears tennis shoes.
Captain Scavenge.
Funny.
Yeah, that's an early Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
The
Danny.
movie The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes featuring
All right, Bill, we're almost there. We've got 48 people in the race. Again, folks, if you haven't, there's Miss Mandy. Good evening. If you haven't made a comment lately, please make a comment so we can get you in the race.
Yodi says they saw Howard the Duck at the drive-in. I'm not going to say I'm one of the few cities left, but my city still has a functioning drive-in movie theater.
And then probably
Our last drive-in theater is now the parking lot of
Hi,
Home
Owen.
Depot.
Oh, I loved Howard the Duck. That's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of weird stuff.
No.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Michael, yeah.
Oh.
Or
What?
Spaced Invaders was an absolutely hilarious movie.
Zaxxon, what's the movie where the guy had those little spider creatures, the robots that crawl all over and was killing people?
I don't know.
It's back in the 80s.
Oh, the one with Tom Selleck.
The one I'm thinking of is
What the hell was his
Gremlins.
name?
They're not spiders, and that wasn't a B movie.
No, it was like remote control spiders that go
Yeah.
around just like they would put an injection into someone and kill them.
I've seen
Not arachnophobia. Hey, Park Rat Pat.
Park Rat says Runaway.
Maybe. Let's pull it up.
Yep, that's it. Runaway. With spiders, electronic spiders.
Oh yeah, it is Runaway with Tom Selleck. I never
Yeah.
saw that, and I've seen
Oh, it's
that.
a great movie.
It's Runaway Jury. No, that's
It
not
features
the
a police officer specializing in malfunctioning robots who investigates a case involving deadly robotic spiders that inject their victims with a
Yeah.
lethal substance. These
one. Yep,
spiders
that's
are part
it.
of a
That's the
larger
one.
plot to create killer robots. That is a young Magnum PI Tom Selleck right there.
They'll
When
bet you
was
right
that?
now,
What year was that?
Right now, aren't you, Rob?
Came out in '84.
Yep.
Wow, guess who that's written by, Wrench? That's written by Michael Crichton. That's the Jurassic Park author.
Really?
One of my,
Yep.
one of my favorites is
Nobody's gonna get
The
rich on it.
Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. Peter Weller.
Buckaroo
I enjoyed
Banzai
that movie as
with,
a young one.
Peter.
Same thing here, Weigold.
Oh,
Barely enough to keep it open.
he's really old now. The guy who was Buckaroo Banzai, that was Peter.
Peter Weller.
Peter Weller. Yep.
Then he did the RoboCop movies.
Yep. I'll tell you who looked really, really old. I hadn't realized how old he'd gotten. Was Ed Harris when he was he was in Top Gun 2. Oh my God, he looked old in Top Gun 2.
All right, Rob, I got a
That
question.
was I didn't realize that was Gene Simmons. I didn't even realize that. Holy
I got a
crap!
question for you. How old do you think that new rapper is, Eminem?
Oh, I just read something the other day. He's got an adult kid now.
How old do you think he is?
Well, I would think he's got to be like 45 or 48 or something.
50s. He's 10 years older than me.
I was gonna say he's 52. I think he's 52.
Wow. No, I see, Zach, that's when we know we're getting old. Oh, there you go, Rob. The Bridge Over the River Kwai. I would put that up there in the top 10 movies too, right there.
5
Hey,
Mile,
Mandy.
Tremors. I love the movie Tremors. The whole
The
series.
first Tremors. The first Tremors was really groundbreaking.
The first Tremors was good. The second one was they were just stretching it.
Yeah, number 2. The last one, Shrieker Island's really good though.
Out of all the movies that I think the sequels were very good at all, Terminator 2 is about the best sequel of an original that I think was a good movie. Terminator 1 was a good movie. Terminator 2 was a really good movie.
Yeah, they Terminator 2, they took it up to another level in Terminator 2.
They everybody, even the critics say Terminator 2 is better than the first one.
The number 3, not so much, but
No.
Yeah, you're right, Zach. Whenever they talk about the Terminator movies, they always mainly talk about Terminator 2 because they a lot of movies you step it up from the first movie to the second movie, and they stepped it up big time in Terminator 2.
I think what happened right there was the Terminator 1 was what, like 89?
Yeah, Rob, I love that TV show too, Tremors. The TV
Yeah.
show.
I think what happened is in between the original Terminators and
Terminator 2 was 91. The first one came out in 84, so there was a 7-year gap between the two.
Oh, yeah, there was a big advance
Wow.
in technology of making the movies to
Yes.
the effects and everything else.
That's like the movie Predator.
The liquid Terminator was just a great piece of CGI movie making or
I love
Robert
the movie
Patrick.
Predator, but I like Predator 2 with Danny Glover better than I like the original Predator.
See, now I thought Predator 2 was okay, but the first one, and I'll tell you, Bill, I really got disgusted when they said they came out with the Predator versus Alien. I said, this is going to be the stupidest idea ever for a movie taken two. And I'm telling you, that was one kick-ass sci-fi alien movie putting those two creatures against each other. Oh my God, that was excellent.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Well, you remember when Arnold tried to do Kindergarten Cop?
I thought Kindergarten
Or
Cop
Twins with Danny DeVito.
with Danny, yeah.
He was pretty decent in Total Recall, though.
That was a great one.
They just remade Total Recall with
Does it have the three-titted broad in it?
who did they put in Total Recall? The new one.
Shit.
I don't know.
That wasn't just a remake. They'd made that in 2012 with Colin Farrell, I believe.
Colin Farrell. That's it. Thank you, Bill.
2012. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have not seen that version.
Oh, it's good. It's not what I like. I mean, the original movie was great, but some of their screen effects were funky.
And before
I still don't like going to the movies. I'm just ever since seeing The Never-Ending Story, the first one, in the theater, I still don't like going to the movie theater.
Hey, Bill.
I am PTSD 100% on that movie. The first one.
They're coming out with a sequel to RoboCop.
They are.
I'd love to see that.
RoboCop returns.
I want to see him come out with the sequel to Conan the Barbarian. Let's see how much they can get away with that in the PC culture.
Well, they did. They had two. There were two Conan movies. Thank you, Wrench. Thank you, Tom Kingery.
Oh man,
Thank
thanks
you,
for
Mermaid. Thank you. Wow, there you go, Bill. Look at all those. Thank you, guys.
Godfathers were all right.
Now, Zach, you were saying how Terminator 2 is the best sequel ever made. Godfather 2 is the only American movie in cinema history that won the best Oscar for Best Picture.
Why Gold? They couldn't make a remake of Blazing Saddles. It wouldn't be any good.
Oh no,
Oh
you
my
definitely
God.
you could not do the vast majority of the '80s comedies. You could not do.
just wouldn't do it.
You can't do Spaceballs too. Yeah.
Yeah, you
no.
couldn't do Airplane.
Definitely can't happen.
You
No
couldn't do
way.
Spaceballs.
They're doing a remake of Goonies too. It's like, or Goonies 2. I don't know how that's going to go.
I heard about that. I'm like,
That'd be like-
yeah, I don't think that's going to go well.
Spielberg vehemently said there was not going to be a remake of E.T. He said, "No, we are not doing a remake of the classic E.T." And to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't want to see a remake of that movie. 40 years from now, that will still be a movie that a parent can sit down and watch with a child, and it'll be just as relevant then as it was 30 years ago.
You know the
I'd
one you
love to see a remake of Goonies too.
Yeah. Now, Young Frankenstein, they couldn't do a remake of that one.
Yeah. But the Goonies too, I don't know about that one. That's like,
Yeah, no, probably not.
I like the Disney movie Holes. I watched that on DVD. It didn't get a lot of play, but I like that movie. Oh yeah, the original Wizard of Oz is a classic. Oh,
No,
just so
Rob,
annoying.
what I would say is, I saw Holes when it came out in the movie. They cut a lot out of that movie when they put it on DVD. A lot.
Did any of you guys try to catch the failed relaunch of Roseanne?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I how do you do a remake of Roseanne? I mean, I'm not a big fan of her. I can't stand her. But how do you do a remake of a show of the main character without the main character?
Oh, they died in a car crash.
You know, isn't that kind of sad, Zach? We're going to relaunch a comedy show where the main character dies in a car crash. What a great to watch a comedy show.
Well, in the very end of it, in the crappy years of the episodes, they had Dan had divorced and moved away.
Oh, because he didn't come back for the next season or whatever.
Yeah, so he had divorced to move away. I think they said they hit a lottery or something, and they had money now, or it was the last season it bombed.
Fairy Dust is talking about Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn has played some great roles, including bad guys. Yeah. But they mentioned a movie here. First off, Navy SEALs back in its day was a great action flick, and the cast of that movie went on to be big people. But
what's up, Jared?
The one Fairy didn't mention that Michael Biehn
what is that?
Was one of the best action movies I thought of the 1990s was The Rock. With Sean
Somebody mentioned Gene Wilder.
See, you couldn't do a Gene Wilder movie today with half those.
Oh no, Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor. No, oh no.
Yeah, you couldn't do a movie like that today.
Hear no evil, speak no evil. Oh my God, no.
Yeah, you couldn't do something like that today. You couldn't do Airplane today, with all them racial and jokes that they had.
But that's the thing. People knew they were jokes.
Try doing a movie today where an 11-year-old girl says, "I like my coffee like I like my men black." You try getting a joke like that passed today, and that's never going to happen.
Oh my God! Imagine was it Andrew Dice Clay if he came out now?
I'm telling you, I was a young man. I was a young guy when
Nathan, howdy.
I could not get enough of Andrew Dice Clay Wrench when he first came out.
That movie he made, The Brain Smasher, that was freaking hilarious.
Now, see, I didn't see that one. I saw Ford Fairlane, but I didn't see that. I did not see Brain. I saw Ford Fairlane. Ford Fairlane was hilarious.
Ford Fairlane was awesome.
Wow, Mary doesn't think Jim Carrey is
funny. These ninjas that can catch bullets with their hands.
Oh yeah, Greg. It's yeah. And Greg, they can do that because, as a guy who worked for Walt Disney World for 10 years, I try to explain to my friends here locally, going, "Hey, I can't afford to take my kids there for $100 a day, or, I got 3 kids and a wife. That's $500 just to walk into the park." And I go, because you're looking at that as the place 2 hours down the road, okay, that you can take your family to. What people are doing is I talked to one guy there, wife, kids. He had 3 kids.
Yeah,
He was from Australia, and he said to his 3 kids, "Where do you guys want to go on vacation this year?" And the one place he didn't want them to say was Disney World. And they all 3 went, "We want to go to Disney World in Florida." Just their plane fare from Australia to Florida, for the 5 of them, their plane fare was $7,000.
Hey, Rob.
He says we could have taken the entire family to the French Riviera and been on those beautiful beaches 5 times for what it costs us to go to freaking Disney.
Rob. Let's run some races.
Okay,
It's
I got him
9:40.
done. I'm sorry, I got him done, Bill.
Yeah, you got. Jackson wants to do one, and I want to do one.
Brewers, what's up, Jeffro?
All right, let's get Mr. Brewers in there because I'm caught up except for Mr. Brewer.
Oh yeah, you're right, Joe. John Goodman was the best part of the Roseanne show.
I'll tell you something, Bill. He just doesn't look right 150 pounds lighter.
No, he
just
doesn't
the
look
same.
good.
I don't
No.
think he looks good
Yeah,
at all.
I agree 100%.
Hi, Tom Riley.
Evening, David Carlisle. Evening, Tom Riley.
I agree, Joe.
Howdy. Don't want dirty hands. I've been playing Zaxxon over here.
I got 21 hours work in the last 2 days. I worked.
Jesus, Zaxxon.
I wasn't on.
Ripping
I got a late start yesterday morning, so I started at 8:30. I got home at 8:30. Then I started today at 7:30, and I finished at 4:35.
I finally got that hydro seeder completely ripped apart. I got all the grease fittings on that giant loader fixed. I got
You guys are just making me tired.
I got a phone call today. Boss calls me. I got an email that says that I'm supposed to get this delivery for 2 drums, 55-gallon drums of hydraulic fluid. They're supposed to come between Saturday and Tuesday. The boss calls me up as I'm just finishing up lunch. He's like,
Hi, Bob.
"Hey, the truck's there. The hydraulic fluid's there. You need to run down and get the damn thing off the truck." I'm like, "Wait a minute. I just got an email saying they're not supposed to be here between Saturday till Tuesday."
Good evening, Nathan. Dog is my co-pirate. Good evening, sir.
That's all right, Wrench. Yeah,
Howdy,
my
Nathan.
deferred maintenance plan that I keep on my primary work truck. You know, the one where I only fix things when it breaks. It only seems to break when you need it. So I also had a truck. I also had a truck go down. I didn't have time to do anything about it. I tried to temp fix real quick, didn't hold, had to throw tools in the other truck and leave. I tell you this though, you know the hydraulic transfer tubes on a rack and pinion? I was trying to remember why we always brazed those, and I couldn't. So I just threw some fuel injection hose, double clamped it. Yeah, I had my son run it lock to lock just to test it so we could run it because I was getting ready to go on a run. I was doing this while I was making an estimate. Poof! Switch tools.
Yep, you got to braze them things.
Andy.
Oh,
Naughty
Manny,
Bob,
thank
good
you.
evening.
The problem with that now, Wrench, is instead of having a small hole that was worn through it from something else, now I have a line that's hacksawed in half.
Hey, Bill. David
Yeah.
Carlisle needs a wrench.
Oh, thank you.
Nice, Mandy. Thank you.
Well, Bill, I got us right up there, Bill.
Awesome, Rob.
I don't know. I keep track of everybody. I can't do it myself.
Wrench, what I do is I go over to the YouTube side and I click off the chat and I go up to the 3 little dots and I go to participants and they list them all alphabetically and I just take them down alphabetically. It makes it so easy.
Well, that's why we switched to the master list that half of the people hate for Saturdays and Sundays, so that Rob doesn't have to type 100 names every show. And if it costs us a few winners that aren't there, it is what it is. It's just so much easier. Otherwise, Rob does like he's doing now, only half paying attention while he's half trying to type a list. and forgets
Yeah,
himself.
it's a lot
every
easier
time.
typing. It's a lot easier typing 50 than it is, literally 150.
Nice,
Oh,
Phil.
yeah, thank you.
Hey, thanks,
Very much.
Phil. Awesome
Thanks,
job,
Phil.
Phil. Leo.
I'll tell you something, Zach. One of my favorite ones is I worked at this shop where I took care of all the equipment, our equipment, and had a press brake that wasn't that old that fried a motor. Trying to figure out why. So, machine was only like 5 years old, 10-horse motor, small machine, should have lasted 30 years.
Yeah.
So, get a new motor. Boss ordered some more oil because we're out of oil, and it comes in. And this thing, it's high speed, high pressure motor and pump. Well, you could buy two different types of oil: the standard, which was $300 a drum, and the high speed stuff, which was $900 a drum. So the boss tried to save money and bought the cheap stuff. I said, "What was the last drum?" He goes, "Well, same thing." I go, "We can't use it in these machines. These are high speed, high pressure pumps that fries the motor." So
My new problem is
wait a minute,
non-zinc.
So then he orders the right oil, and I go, "It's $1,500 for the motor. We can't warranty it because you fried it." So he goes, "All right, we got one up at the shop here. They'll sell us for $500. I'm going, "Okay." Once again, these are pump motors. I said, "You got a picture of this motor you bought for $500? He goes, "Yeah." I go, "See that straight shaft?" "Yeah." "I can't use that. This has a tapered shaft to go into the pump. That's why this one's $1,500 and the other one's only $500. "What? Can't we?" "No, I got to have the right motor with the right shaft to do the job." I love it when
I just ordered a Reman motor, 651, for a Reman hydraulic motor. But the hydraulic fluid was, I think it was, what did I pay? For 255 gallon drums, I think it was like $9 change delivered. But the problem is my new Kubota skid steer, I can't hook any of that up to it because the new Kubota is a non-zinc hydraulic fluid.
Good. Yep. Ouch.
So I have to convert all my equipment, but the problem is to get the zinc out still is almost impossible. So even if I were to do it, it would still contaminate everything and just blow the warranty on my new machine.
Yeah.
So $100,000 machine gone.
Well, it's like another time this guy's working for had this old Massey Ferguson sitting there, and the pump blew on it, front pump for the blade. So he had to drive 40 miles to another town to get one. I said, "No problem." He comes back, hands me the pump. I'm going, "This is not going to work." I noticed the hoses are on opposite. I go, "The right and left side hoses are reversed on this." He goes, "Well, just cross them over." I go, "No. See the big L on the front of the pump?" I go, "This is for left hand. It's turning counterclockwise. Our motor turns clockwise." Wrong pump. That's all they had. I go, "Better look for another one."
Alrighty, I am ready, Bill.
Okay.
All that fun stuff just drives me nuts. Because being the foreman, so it's like I got to deal with everybody going to do the jobs. Then I got to deal with the mechanical BS, and it's just
At least you guys got somebody.
I don't drink enough for that.
At least you guys got somebody to blame it on. I'm the idiot who makes the bad decisions now.
That's true.
That's where it comes to me. Yeah.
Throw some lamps and a hose on it. That's going to work out great. I'll let you know how cleaning my driveway goes. I'm going to have to try Rob's trick.
No, don't try any of Rob's tricks. Okay, that's
okay. So this is for a copper round from Zaxxon. Thank you, Zaxxon.
I'm going to do two. You can run them first and last, or you can run two races.
No, let's do. I'll tell you what. Let's do Zaxxon's for the copper round, and I have a 1 gram mini silver bar. We'll do for DAL.
Nice.
And if you get me, you can rerun it.
All right, guys. I've shuffled 4 times. 3, 2, 1.
I can't even see what's going on.
Uh-huh.
But
They
let's
look-
go. Whoever's in the lead.
Yeah, they look
Let's
blurry.
keep going.
You can see the names. It doesn't matter.
How's it going, Johnny Small Pepper? Good to see you, brother.
Evening, Johnny. I'll get you in the next race, sir.
Just a minute, bud. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. Give me a minute, bud.
Jackson, thank you for the copper round.
My pleasure.
Yeah, clean out the desk, Zach. I went through all my silver I had here and discovered I still had one of the 1 gram silver bars still left. So I said, we'll save that for Bill's Tuesday night. Yeah, that pain pill's kicking in now.
Thanks for reminding me.
Tramadol?
Brewer,
Yes.
everybody,
Yes, that's
everybody's
exactly-
a mod
that's
here. Mods
exactly
can
what
see
I'm on, Rich.
everybody.
I have to take a half of one because I can't handle the whole one.
I take Tramadol 50.
You know what? I don't know what mine is, but the doctor gave me, just said take one every 8 hours if needed for pain. I take maybe a half of one a day, and it lasts for 4 or 5 hours for me.
What we got?
Alrighty, guys, is it
Hey,
going to be
looks
flying
like
arrow,
Jared.
Mr. Jared?
Jared looks like.
Nice, Jared. Is he still in chat?
I take a 50 in the morning. It's just like a jump start with the jumper cables for me. Keep going.
Flying Arrow, email me. That's for a 1 ounce copper round. Now, who's DAL, Rob?
Jared's here. Yep,
Jared's
there he is here.
Yeah. Congratulations.
All
Good to see,
let's go
Jared.
down to the 1 ounce or to the mini 1
31.1,
gram.
Phil.
Go down to silver. Oh, look at this! I'm sending Mr. Jackson some silver.
Yeah, it's rigged.
No, I had 1 more copper round.
Do what?
I had 1 more copper round. We go up the list. I was giving away 2 copper rounds.
No, I offered a silver for last.
Okay, well then run around. Thank you, I appreciate that, Rob. Run around the race for another copper round.
Oh, okay. And then do that as last again.
Whatever. I was giving away 2.
Okay. Do you want this?
do-
Do you want this silver?
First-
Sure,
You want the silver? Okay.
absolutely.
And then afterwards, you could do something a little for me.
You can do this race for first place will be his copper, and last place will DAL will be. I'm giving away 2 Olympic pins.
Nice.
Nice.
And then you can do one after that. And first
All
place,
right.
I'll do something.
And then Wrench has one. Fantastic. Alrighty, guys. This is for another copper round. And then Bill's 2 pins at the DAL. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, and then after this race, Bill, remind me, I'll give out the other clue about the coin I said we do at the end of the night.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, now Georgianne wants to give something away too. Thank you, Georgianne.
Very nice, Georgianne.
Georgianne's awesome.
Yeah.
Georgianne is awesome. Absolutely, Wrench.
No, you're not going anywhere.
Oh yeah, she's in my community with the gold and everything, and oh yeah, love having her around.
She's everywhere.
She's a great supporter of the community.
Oh,
No, but
definitely.
stay in here.
I'm trying to get around, but you know,
And you still got some gold patriots for sale, right, Rich?
Hi, Nick.
I've got about I think 10 bags left. 115 shipped for 1 gram, and you get more than it's 1 gram plus.
Nice. Absolutely, Ronnie. We don't run with regular skis here. We listen to every bolt on those things, and sanded the bottoms.
And I'm feeding my player a whole bunch of perpetuates. Get them out front.
So, Rob, what kind of coin was it in that short that you just put up?
You keep asking me that all the time. It'll be revealed on Friday. Alrighty, guys. Last second, I believe it was Captain Vic. Engine out. No,
Danny D, you look like.
let's look
Was
here.
it Danny?
It is Danny D by a micro.
Danny D.
Congrats, Danny D.
Congratulations.
And that one was my copper round, right?
Yep. I'm
Danny, email me.
Sure Danny D's still here. She says here.
I'm gonna mute. I gotta do a spinny break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna.
All right. Okay. And then Wrench, when you come back, we'll do yours. And then Bill,
And,
DAL for the Olympic pins is Miss Mandy
Mandy.
Candy. We know she's here too.
We know Mandy's here.
Candy.
We got a better chance of Mandy being here than Mandy being gone.
Absolutely.
Just had. Dang, where did it
So
go?
so get this, Rob. I'm taking tomorrow off, and I know you don't know much about California, but our itinerary, if we can make it happen, would be the Birch Aquarium, Little Italy Farmers Market, lunch, Seaport Village, and La Jolla Cove.
I've heard of several of those places. I don't know where they're all at in relation to each other.
Neither do I. This was. They gave me. I told them we were doing this. They gave me a list of things to do, and I never got around to researching them or anything like that. So I just finished with one hectic day and one full day, and I'm like, you know what? You guys plan.
And there is my email, Mandy.
There you go, Mandy. Georgiana said she gets to meet Mandy next month.
I believe they're going to be at the Ohio for the week before. I'm going to be there, or I'm going to miss a whole bunch of people.
It's only so much time.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
Rich,
even want
I'm
to bring it up to
driving.
my
I'm
boss to
planning
ask
on
for
it
that.
next week or 2 weeks from now. I'm hoping to be driving 9 hours up to Pensacola just so I can have lunch and dinner with Shane and Charlie.
Go eat your food. Eat your food. What?
Hey Rob, you know what you should do when
Yeah.
you get to meet, or when you finally get up to Shane?
Hey, Moon.
Give him his 67 cents.
No, hand him your gas receipt and tell him this is COD 2.
What is your problem?
I will do that, Zach. That is awesome, Zach.
Oh, let me get my notebook. Where is it?
Wrench Mandy says she's going to be at Bears event too.
Oh, you're going to be there, Mandy. It's going to be great to see you there.
Wrench, where
I'm
you
looking
from?
forward to because Annie's going to be letting me borrow her 2.5-inch dredge, so I'm stoked. Who was that? Somebody just asked a question.
Wrench, where are you from?
Where
Where are
I'm
you
from?
at?
I'm in Connecticut.
I almost swear it sounded like you have a little bit of a Canadian accent.
Oh no, that's just the
Just the New England.
1911 ciders.
Okay. I love it. Oh. All righty, guys. I added the 3 people that have come in.
So let me write this. I gotta get my pen going. We're gonna do.
I got Moon
We're
in.
gonna do
I
a quarter
got
gram
Nick in.
bag.
Great.
Howdy, Silver Wishes. Another great supporter of the community.
So I will. My email and my cell phone and everything is if you go to my About Me page. So whoever gets this next race, it's a quarter gram bag. All my information is on my About Me page. So please contact me, get a hold of Papa Rouse or anybody. Everybody's got my info. branchprospecting@gmail.com. So go ahead, run whoever.
Got it. Let me get the race up there. I'm writing down what you're giving away. I'm the official timekeeper here. It is 10:58 p.m. Oh, real quick before we run this race, Wrench, just 30 seconds here. Let me pull this up. I will give the last clue. I said to people that that nickel. Oh, I just gave another clue away. that coin was in one of my videos, and it was in a video between 2020 and 2024. If you people that were in the race tonight that just heard that show up, you just got a big advantage. See, look, and Bill said, "Remind Rob." Rob just did it.
Angie, I don't think we've seen Rick in chat. Happy Bears, hello.
Yeah, if he hasn't made a comment, I can't put him in.
Hello, Happy Spears.
Evening, Happy Bears. I got him in. Alrighty, Bill, let's put that
I'm
back
trying to
up.
keep up with it, but
Alrighty, guys, let's do we'll shuffle the race. I added the 3 people that came in. Shuffle once, shuffle twice, shuffle 3 times, and go. And Wrench, thank you very much, sir.
oh, you're very welcome.
Hold on that pinned comment.
Oh, hold on.
Just
yeah.
remember, my shipping sucks, but I do get it out.
Well, that's what I was going to say to Flying Arrow and Danny D. Commonly, I ship my stuff out same night or next day, but you guys are probably going to have to wait till Thursday before I start shipping it out. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but Zach, do you ship your
Oh.
pants? Though?
Do what?
But do you ship your pants?
Absolutely.
No.
Ship my pants with
It
Amazon.
usually takes me a month to ship. I'm that bad.
Wow, Wrench, you're worse than me.
Oh, I'm horrible.
You've been
I'm
digging
the worst
SoCal?
on me. But I do get it out, and I always like the gold fairy likes to come around and
The gold fairy is motivated by the 211 fairy, so don't complain about Wrench's slow shipping. It never goes bad for you.
yes, it always comes back to
Danny
whoever
D caught
gets it.
Danny D
I got
caught
it.
my
I got it,
slip.
Jared and Danny.
All right, guys, 25 seconds.
Brewers, member
Thank
for
you,
6
Brewers.
months.
Appreciate it, Brewers. 6 months. Thanks, you Brewers. Alrighty, guys, 15 seconds.
Thank you, Jeff.
Is it going to be David Carlisle? Here comes Owen Borden. Is it going to be?
Looks like it.
No,
Nope.
it looks like Olin.
Finish here.
It might have been Olin. It might have been medical. It was Olin.
It was close.
Olin.
Owen Borden by a nose.
Olin's probably still here.
Ferry does as well. I
Olin.
actually saw my skier.
Hey, Rob.
Sir.
We had 68 people in here tonight.
You rock, Bill.
Thank you all.
Olin's still,
It's awesome,
Olin
Bill.
commented
Great,
he's
great
here.
crowd, guys.
Who does
Olin, there you
know?
are, brother.
Bill, that's only because
Yeah.
of your absolutely stellar 3 co-hosts tonight.
Who does Olin
Well,
email?
we got to count Richie too. 4.
Who does Olin need to email?
He needs to email
I
Wrench.
think that's right.
Wrench. There you go.
Wrenchprospecting@gmail.com.
If it's
I
not,
might
if it's
type
not
it
right,
wrong,
all
but-
his information, including cell phone number, is on the about page.
Yeah, if you go to my about page, everything, cell phone, email, everything is there. So, Olin, I got it written down. So just
Brad
Back
says
to
I like Owen's response. Yes.
I got actually Brad's got something to come from me, Rose got something to come from me, Mary's got something to come from me. I'm out of stickers, so whatever you get is gonna be stickerless. I'm sorry.
All right. And what did we do for George Ann's? Was she DAL or you running the second race? Or are we doing that a different day?
Oh, yeah. We want to do one. What does George Ann got?
I don't know. I didn't see
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Distracted.
Let's go up and see what Wrench Rocky Mountain Brad's got a question for you.
No, I did not send out for what you and Rose won. I did not get that out to you yet.
And Rick is here.
I got
so
your
we
number.
will-
I will call you, Brad. I'll get a hold of you.
I think Brad's harassing you.
Yeah, when I send it out, I will 95% of the time I will send you a screenshot of the tracking number.
Phil Leo on chess.com. He is Menardo Rob.
Yes.
I actually thought about creating another account, finding you, and playing you on chess.com, Rob. I just don't have time.
No, I wouldn't imagine you do, Zach.
It comes and
Yes.
goes, man.
That's
A day of laziness, a day of chaos.
Alrighty, guys.
Oh yeah, Brad. You know I've
got-
sent you stuff before.
I've got the three new people that came in here, including Northern Found, Bill Diggin SoCal. We've got Happy Bears in there already. And I think that keeps us up there. Nick says, I ship the next day. I send my kids out to do it. Good for you, Nick.
I drop
It's
ship
the reason
from
the reason you have kids, Nick.
I drop ship from Amazon, Nick. I will never go to the post office anymore.
Well, I got plenty of stuff to make everything up and
all
do
my
it. But
labels-
I'm out
my
of stickers,
labels
so
from home, Zach. I use the discount from ShipStation, and I just walk into the post office, and they have one counter devoted to all the packages drop off, and I just drop them off, and I'm out of there.
Yeah, I just go.
you guys don't use Pirate Ship?
It's shipped.
I use a thing called ShipStation, Wrench, which is exactly like Pirate Ship, but it's through PayPal. But yep, I print everything at home, and it saves me so much money, Wrench.
Oh, I know. I got a printer from a certain person over here, and a scale and everything. It saves me a lot of money.
Oh,
Right,
I
Johnny.
use that.
Johnny, have a great night.
Wrench-
Hello, CRT.
Take care, Johnny.
Bro.
Good seeing you, brother.
Wrench's
Hello,
label
CRT,
printer
bro.
has printed out more labels than anyone could imagine.
Yeah, Bill, we got Pirate Ship saves up money and
Yeah,
time.
saves a lot of
Absolutely.
money. And I got one of those cheap $70 laser printers, and that thing is going and going and going.
I got
I'm already-
what the hell's that thing?
I'm
You
on
have
my
the
second-
Dymo 4
I
XL.
can't even read it from here.
Did
I gotta try.
anybody see the comment Georgianne made for what she's offering up here?
I did not. Georgianne, what were you offering?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
We're lost and we're past,
It's awesome.
we're past Bill's cutoff time.
Yeah, this will be last race.
Hey, Wendy's Excellent Adventures.
Wendy says she just ships at work.
Holy Grail coin. Sweet.
Nice. And let
Very
me put
nice.
this.
What's that?
Let me
Awesome.
put Miss Wendy in.
Oh, there's my phone.
You have had a few ales tonight, haven't you, sir?
Yeah, you
I've had
can,
quite
Mary.
a few.
Free for the post office.
Good for you, sir.
But Mary, if you use UPS or any of the other places, they charge you to pick them up.
Alrighty, guys. 3, 2, 1, go. And thank you, Miss Georgianne.
Yes, thank you, Georgianne.
Georgianne, I wish I got to meet you guys, you and everybody else the week before. So many people are making the event the week before me, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could make it.
Well, is it a multi-week
worst.
event?
It's two different events, same state, and it's just I can't get the time off from my boss to make a full. I've already got almost a week off, so it'd be like a week and a half off to take the whole thing. Yeah, I wish I could. There's people there going that I really want to meet.
All righty, guys, we're down to 30 seconds. Silver Wishes is starting to fade.
maybe.
Brian Ollier is fading back. Madman Richie's up there. Ronnie Adventure. Here comes Mr. Brewer on the top of the mountain.
They don't do that here,
Oh,
Mary. They charge
19
$25.
second fade. Richie and Brewer are fading. Bill H is fading. Wendy's holding on. Chop Shop's up there. Here comes Richie back. Again, 9. Here comes Happy Bears flying up. And here comes
Happy
Bill H
Bears.
flying up.
Bill.
Oh, Bill H. Happy Bears.
Bill takes the lead.
Boom, at the last second. Is Bill still here tonight?
He was here earlier. Bill H, you still here?
Let me hit refresh and see if he's listed on the participants. Bill H says, wow. Yes, he is.
Congratulations.
Oh, Bill, Georgianne will put up her email. Please contact
You
Georgianne.
already did. Look up.
Look at that. You guys are all over this.
Not here in Clarksville, it isn't, Mary. They charge you. Period.
There it is, guys. Georgianne's email. Bill, you want to do one more race?
That's it. You want to do a race, Rob?
It's already built. Yeah, Joe, Bad Idea Lab says, I've got a great mystery prize pack he's willing to give away. We can do one more race, guys.
Okay. Let's do it. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Here we go, guys. One more race.
One more race and we're
Oh,
out.
thank you, brother.
I put all the extra
you very
people that
much,
came
Joe.
in, so the race is caught up. We'll shuffle 2 more times. 2, 3, and thank you very much, Joe. Boom.
Yeah. Thank you. Get that down out of there so people can see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rick's in. Yeah, you can see his name right there. Rick Hay. He's in there. He's been in
Yeah,
there.
as soon as I saw his name come up, Bill, I put him in.
Hope a Robin House. Ugh.
Yes, I did, Tom. I put him in, sir. I know you're the man that keeps me straight with that, Tom. I appreciate it. Yeah, Georgianne, Hobo Rob, Georgianne's all over that. Evening, John Chum.
Hello, John. Great name.
It is a cool name. So I like Hobo Rob's name too.
Oh, John. So, you know, got to go with
There
the
you
John
go.
name.
I did not know that, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that pill's starting to kick my ass, Wrench.
Mhm.
I'm not going to have any problem sleeping tonight. Alrighty, guys, there is the 19-second fade. You got Zax and Looter 8, Scott McClory, 5 Mile Relic Hunter. Greg's pulling out.
Greg
the
out front.
Tiger. Here comes Miss Amanda just chilling. Rocky Mountain Brad. Weigel. Carrie Holder read at the last second.
Holy crap. I can't even see it.
Carrie, you still here?
There you go, Mary.
Jesus, Mary.
Gary
Carrie's
says,
still
I am
here.
here.
Yep, Carrie's here.
Every first place winner was here tonight. Thank you all so much for being
Yep.
here. Nick says, woohoo, overtime.
Bad idea. You got your. Did he put up
I'll
his
be right
email?
back.
All right, Bill. I got all the prizes logged in, Bill.
Yeah, but did Joe put up his email for
Joe, throw that email up there, sir.
I might have missed it, but I haven't seen it yet. Oh, thank you, Flying Arrows. That's right. I should know that too. Duh.
I got you in there, Bill. I know you were in that race, sir.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Bill, there, why? You were 60th out of
Number
66, Bill.
Right,
That's why
I
we didn't see your
Thank you.
Bill. You were 60th place.
Well, everyone, it's been a great night. Had a lot of fun. Thank you all for being here. And
Later, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for everybody that contributed to the races. We appreciate it. Thanks for all the super
Thank
chats
you
for Bill
all.
tonight. Thank you all for being members.
Yep.
And guys, remember the